1, 2, 3, 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of the Mudblood podcast is brought to you, as always, by Manscaped. We're here in the new studio. Why don't you get yourself a new pair of balls? A new, fresh pair of balls. Get all the hair whacked off them. I know it's coming in the winter, but you may as well look good for it. Alright, and we can help you out here at the Mudblood podcast. You know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why? Because I'm contractually obligated to, but I'm going to do it anyway. Mudblood, 20% off on manscaped.com. You get the Lawnmower 4.0, you get the little nose trimmer, you get a ball deodorant, you get a ball toner. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what a ball toner does, but I'll tell you this, I've got toned balls thanks to Manscaped. All you do, go onto the website, Mudblood, use the discount code, 20% off. They support the podcast and they give great discount to you. People always ask me, is it actually a good product? Is it useful? It is useful. It's the best way to shave your balls. How else are you going to shave your balls? With the same razor that you shave your face with? Is that what you're going to do? You disgusting bastard. Get on the Mudblood or manscaped.com. Use the code Mudblood, 20% off.
What is happening, people? Welcome to the Mudblood podcast. I'm your host, Paddy McDonald, and this week we don't have the little spastic that is William Thompson. So we've drafted in not so much of a spastic, but my friend Darren Matthews. What's happening?
Superb. Here, be a mate, show up and get fill in for Willie, and then you're just like, what do you hear? This is my mate, he's a dickhead.
No, but you don't look like a spastic, but you're starting to sound like one.
I sound a bit mental now, yeah. I'm not well, everybody, but I'm doing my best.
You're not well. Over there from South Farmagh, of course you're not well.
That's a mental thing, though. That's a totally different link altogether.
So what is happening, mate? All good?
Not much. I'm marvelling at your new gear.
You're marveling new gear, new merch out. Here we go, shameless plug. Here we go, Smoking Monkey.
What's the crack with the monkey?
Well, it's the clip that happened on Tea With Me with Colin Gaddis and Shane Todd, and we were talking about the zoo, and then I was telling the story about the Smoking Monkey, which started a bit of controversy where people were like, there was never a smoking monkey in our zoo, and then people were like, no, well, I fucking remember too, like, so it started a bit of debate, but so many people loved it. And then the guys at Visual Antics, they contacted me and they were like, we think that's great and I think it'd be a great look. And I was like, well, send me a few pictures. And they sent me pictures, and you can see with the stuff, like, it's fucking great. Like, it's really funny.
Do you have a genuine monkey hat?
Well, the child says to me today, that's a monkey hat. And I went, no. And she was like, no, it's a monkey hat. And I was like, no, it's not. And then it's just not wrong.
But where's the term monkey hat come from?
Where does it come from? I have no idea. It's something that I have to look up. Monkey hat.
You don't think I knew that a monkey hat
well, the guy
would fit onto your hard hat when you're on stage?
The monkey that smoked in the zoo actually just stole one of the workers' hats and put it on. It was a woolly hat, and then they just called it the monkey hat.
Like, here, get that hat back, and he's like, fuck it off.
Fuck it off. How long did I finish my fucking smoke?
Yeah, the baboon beanie sounded a bit daft.
The macaque hat. What are you wearing in your head? Macaques.
Oh Jesus! No, they had no, I like the line because I was telling you there used to be a band years ago in Newry called Smoking Monkey.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that had to be based in some reality. So
somebody was telling me there was something else, Smoking Monkey. I don't know what it was today.
Was it a monkey in Belfast?
No, there was like a bar or something. The Smoking Monkey. I think there's a bar called the Smoking Monkey. I think that's what somebody sent me. But the range is fucking class, and it's really cool looking, and it's really good quality, which is what I like in the top. Because most people see me, I'm wearing Stone Island, so. You know,
you sponsored yet?
No.
Get the badge in.
Well,
get the badge in.
It's the deal hasn't happened yet, and Visual Antics have got in first. So,
are you a Stone Island hipster? Were you wearing it before it was cool?
I was wearing Stone Island back in fucking the early 2000s. Like,
what is it like a rave clothing brand or something?
No.
Or?
What happened? Stone Island was just a high end. It was an Italian military wear, and the designer. Then from I don't know if he done military experience or something like that, but he decided to make a clothing brand, and then it was wore by like the Lazio Ultras, right?
Yeah.
And then what happened was Aberdeen and like London football sort of ultra gangs would wear it, and Aberdeen was the only place that could do it in Scotland because they all worked in oil rigs and all, so there was
They
money
could afford
about it. Yeah, their kids could buy it, you know, because like a jumper's fucking very expensive and t-shirts very expensive. So, but they would get it and then go and beat the fuck out of each other in the field wearing it and rip it. So
how would you? What if like Lazio fans were fighting Aberdeen fans? How are you supposed to know who's who? You'd have to be listening to the accent. Where are you from?
They would know because one side's slightly browner than the other side. Do you know?
And that's just from working on the oil rigs.
Yeah. I was gonna say because they can all afford a good sun holiday, but that's fine.
The Aberdeen fans like the thing. So I think Stone Island then was sort of associated with football hooliganism, and then it was wore by all the hooligans.
I was gonna say because if it, like you said, the Lazio fans adopted it. If there's anybody that has more differing kind of political leanings than a Lazio fan, it's you, a Celtic fan.
Yeah. Well, they're fascist now, thing, and it is, I suppose, but it's not obviously word for fascists. It's just a brand, and I just really liked it. And I mean, it's one of them things you could buy a jumper and fucking say, give me a name of a clothing shop now because fucking Tapman and all's closed.
Oh sure, Burton gone.
Yeah, Burton's gone, Tapman's gone. So just say
River Island.
There will always be a
River Island. River Island's probably. You buy a jumper in River Island, you wash it 3 or 4 times, it's fucked.
And it's 50 quid.
And it's 50 quid. So if I spend 300 and 400 on a jumper, and literally I have some of my Stone Island stuff like fucking 5-6 years.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
When you're designing your own brand though, how much of a say do you get? Do they send you a load of concept designs and you're like, I like it, maybe not, that's cool? Or do they do it and go, right, that's you, boy?
What do you think of that? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, okay. And I did like it. That was the thing. I did like it. You know, there was nothing that it says I don't like.
My favourite thing is the maroon jumper is the same colour as the blazer of my school uniform was, so it's very, very nice.
Yeah, it's very St Dominic's
The
in
logo,
West Belfast.
the logo looks like it would be the logo for like a cigarette company.
Well, it is. It's obviously.
Yeah.
If you look at the back of this T-shirt, it's the old Marlborough man on a horse rodeo.
But for
nice.
legal reasons, it's not.
It's not. It's inspired
No,
by.
listen. No, listen.
It's in tribute of.
Listen, we have ripped off Marlborough cigarettes. That's not fucking. I would worry more about it saying Belfast Zoo on it than Marlborough, because Marlborough would be just like glad that somebody's advertising something to do with it. Do you know what I mean?
Well.
Like fuck, it's been a
Because
long time.
whenever I was a kid, what I liked about the colours, like I'm wearing the red T-shirt underneath, and because it's the Marlborough, me and my dad bought. Well, my mum bought us Marlborough tracksuits in Spain. Like F1 tracksuits, and they were red and white and all these colours.
Oh yeah.
So we had that when we were younger, so I loved it because it was like a Formula 1 rip-off tracksuit.
Do you remember Formula 1 cars used to literally look like a box of fags?
Well, they were like, the best one was the John Player Special, the Black Lotus. Do you ever see it?
No, I'll get that up.
It's
Who
black
is-
with gold, and it's just. And my Aunt Josie used to smoke John Player Specials.
Because I remember Ayrton Senna
And
used to
I-
drive the Marlboro car, and then did Did Jordan have a? They had Benson Hedges, didn't they?
Jordan was, yeah, but he was always the yellows.
Oh, it does look good.
Do you see it?
It's very
just,
slick.
It's just black with like gold writing, and it's just
Class.
it's unreal.
That's mad how advertising used to work, where you could just literally drive a box of cigarettes around Monza or something.
I'd done a bit of research for the term monkey hut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very nice.
And what I'm finding out is that it must be very localized. It mustn't be universally used,
Okay.
because there's very little results here for the actual use that we use. On Wikipedia, the only reference to monkey hut being a term for clothing is in India. They use it to mean a balaclava.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
And then the other term that I got for it, monkey hut, on the Urban Dictionary, is where you climb to a high place, like the roof of a house or on a ladder, and shit on top of your partner's head.
That's not okay.
No, that's abuse of
Not
some
where you're
kind.
from. Some parts of the world, that's their culture.
People's into anything these days.
The shit will look like a fez, which monkeys are known
See,
to
there's
wear.
a monkey hat and a donkey jacket. Have you ever heard of a donkey jacket?
No.
So a donkey jacket's just like a sailor sort of double-breasted, like woolen coat, and with leather patches on, like a leather patch along the back.
Oh, that's for
It's
carrying
wore by
your
the
gear.
councils and stuff. Like, it was wore by workmen. That was
Okay.
called a donkey jacket.
Oh, I remember them.
So I wonder, is a monkey hat and a donkey jacket slang that was used for like labourers and people on sites and and the council workers.
Could you tell who they were?
He was wearing a monkey hat and a fucking donkey jacket.
Because the monkey hat would have been what you saw boys wearing before, like hard hat.
Do you say monkey hats are normal?
Yeah, I know what a monkey hat is. It's the thing. I always used to wear a monkey hat because people say a beanie, but it's the thing that fits under your fucking hard hat.
That's whenever fucking kids in the fucking 90s started talking American from Nickelodeon.
The beanies.
Fucking saying beanie hats and all, and you were going, what the fuck? We live in fucking... It's a monkey hat.
In Canada, they call it a toque. Is their little hat.
The modest one is in Australia, they call flip-flops thongs.
What the fuck?
In New Zealand, they call
You have
them
a nice set of thongs on your feet. What?
Yeah, nice thong on your fucking business. Right?
What's thong
staring at
wet?
me.
What's thong wet?
Pair of briefs, but thanks for asking.
America, it's a fanny pack.
I thought a fanny pack was your
Is it
little
bum
bum
bag?
bag.
Oh, they call it a fanny pack. They're like, all right.
There's a very funny musical act from Australia called Bum Bag. Have you heard them?
No.
They've got a brilliant song called White Boy with a Podcast.
Right?
I'll play it for you later.
Yeah. I think you may have played that to me before,
Did I send it to you? I was like,
I think you did.
here's a dance act.
I can remember that.
But they do this great thing where basically they cut clips of, like these fucking Asian Americans.
Alright?
What's going on?
Yeah. Just half it's cut out, like. But we're all good.
We're all lit. They do this thing where it's they basically find the clips of people saying ridiculous shit on podcasts, but it's always like teenage boys. And
then make a song.
And then it just goes, ooh, another white boy with a podcast.
Yeah, no, you did. You definitely did show me that.
It's fucking brilliant.
But yeah, no names or stuff. Also, a big shout out to John Mallon, Beauty on Our Doorstep, which is a guy who does a lot of photography around the country and then sells it and puts all the money back into mental health charities. And he has a stall in the Candy Centre. He does great work. And he has a wee calendar out at the minute, and all the money from the calendar goes to mental health charities and chosen charities. If you haven't got your calendar, go down and see John, have a chat with him, and buy a picture. He's a great fella, and he does great stuff.
That's a rite of passage for everybody in the West, isn't it? Getting a calendar to the Candy Centre.
Well, it's starting to get, like, I have a few of John's big pictures up around the house, and, when you're doing a story and stuff, and people's like, I have that one. And or some great stuff. Like, John was telling me a story. There was a girl came down to him and she was like, would you come up to the house? I want you to, can you bring that picture? I have no way of getting that up to the house. Can you bring that up to my house? And he was like, he's finding it a bit strange. He was like very adamant on it, right?
What's this about?
So he says he was a wee bit thing, but he's that nice of a fella. He was like, okay, I'll deliver it for you. So that night he went up. He says he got the door, he rapped the door, fella just opened the door and went, well, and he went, I'm here with a picture. Right, okay, I'm way up the stairs, come on in. And the girl was like, go on into the living room. And he says he went in the living room. And it was like clear, what he said to me was, if you're having a wake, people clear a room.
Yeah.
So she had the room done up like a coffin was coming. Like a wake. And he was like, alright, is everything alright? And she went, no, I'm just getting the room all set. And he went, right, okay, is there a wake like? And she went, not yet. And he went, right. To get the body's getting prepared or whatever. Who was it? I'm sorry to hear. And she went, oh, they're not dead yet.
What?
And he went, what? And she says, they're not dead yet. And he went,
is it imminent or?
Oh, is it? And she went, so that was what he said. The sick, is it going to come? And she went, no, I've sent him away to Greece for 2 weeks. And he went, I don't know what you mean. And she went, no, it's my wee granny. Like, she's 67, but I'm preparing the room for when she does die. So I think your picture with that fella would be lovely. And it'll go over there with a coffin. So I've set the room up as if it was the wake. And he went, she's 67, she's sick. And she went, no, but I just have this picture of how I want the living room to look when she's getting buried. So I've sent her away to Greece, she's away to Greece. So I'm just preparing it, and then I'll just put it back to normal. And then, but eventually when she dies, this will be the way I want the room.
So she's like, I've done up a mock wake when she's not here to see what it looked like, to make sure the house looks nice enough.
67. John was like,
to be fair, if she's from the West, she's already past her life expectancy. So
yeah, but I mean,
by 24 years,
like how mental is that? How mental is that? Like it's.
People are fucking.
That's like the Peter fucking K video. Like, come on, man. She's like, what are you doing? And he says, I'm putting you in a home. And she's like, I'm fucking 60. And he's like, the kids don't like you, your facial hair, and I want to put a snooker table in your room. That's what that's sort of like.
Yeah.
But that's just people. So that was one of the stories he was telling me. I thought it was quite funny that your woman's preparing for her granny's funeral.
I'd imagine after that, the next person asked him to deliver anything, he was like, "No, I don't do deliveries. I'm sorry."
Fuck's sake. I says, no, keep doing them because I need the stories.
Yeah, it'll fit in a black taxi. Take it away, you the fuck with. You get that in the glider, no bag. Go on.
Speaking of gliders, you drove a glider.
I did.
What's the maddest thing that happened on the glider when you were driving it?
The maddest thing that happened, like me personally, I thankfully avoided most of the horror stories. There was boys that like tried to turn the glider.
Oh no!
At the bottom of Davis. Ooh, that was like the number one fear of any glider driver was like being in a Belfast Live article. I got my windows put in one time. Actually, twice. I got my windows broke twice.
Yeah, where?
One in the east, one in the west.
Well, there you go. At least it was evened up.
Yeah, exactly.
You
One
know,
was
West
during the
Belfast
season.
normally gets a blame of everything. So.
I would imagine that driving to the east, they could smell the mass off me.
Right. Okay.
No, it was two side windows, so it was never the giant front window.
Was it all in one day, or was it two?
No, these were 2 different days. But the one up in the coming up the west was just before the hospital, so where the social clubs are there.
Yeah.
A couple of kids were there because there was a thing came through in the radio. Just be aware, folks. There's people throwing stones at the buses, and I was like, "What is supposed to do that information? They're going to do it. I'm driving it."
Yeah, it's happening.
And then so I was driving anyway. I pulled into a stop and just get this wee knock on the cabin door, and we had like a full door you had to open. I was like, "You okay?" This wee woman was like, "Son, your windows then." And I was like, "What?" I went back and fucking just gone.
All the whole
The windows are double skinned, so if you break the outside one, it shouldn't break in.
But it broke.
But it fucking broke both.
It must have threw a fail. Do you know a fail like that would be used by like a joiner or something like that?
Oh, something heavy?
No. See a fail, whatever it is with the metal, it's the same metal that they use in that brick glass hammer.
It's
yes.
Like
so you just touch it.
What is it? No, the ceramic things you have in cars, and it's meant to be very like it breaks windows dead easy.
Oh, instead of like a shatterproof glass thing, it actually smashes it so you can get out. Because windscreens crumple that you have to like push them out so the glass doesn't come in around you.
What is it that the fucking people say if you need to fucking break a window, like you can take this out of the car?
The best thing to use if you're in a car and you need to break a window is take the headrest out and use the bottom of that.
Oh yeah, the 2 points because it's 2 sharp points.
The secret to breaking windows is hit the corner.
Yes.
If you hit the middle, it'll bounce. Whereas if you hit the corner, it breaks.
Top corner where it goes up into the
any
machinery?
of the corners. Any of the corners is the weak part.
Okay. How do you know this?
Work with glass for me. I have children. I need to know safety things.
That's fair enough.
Well, if you're in the house and you need to break a window to get out, smash the corner. A double glazed unit, smash the corner, and it'll collapse down into itself so that it crack. Whereas if you smash that, it all breaks into big massive parts. Whereas if you hit that in the corner, it's a weak part, and it just makes.
Sounds like something John Wick would do.
And then you break it, and then what you do is you throw a blanket over the top, and then you lift the mattress and you fuck it out the window, and then you fuck the kids out the window on the top of the mattress, so it breaks their fall. So that's a wee safety.
So I never had to do any of that in the glider, thankfully.
Yeah.
I did have to.
See when the window broke, did you have to continue doing your route?
No, you basically call and the engineers come out and get it. They'll bring you a spare bus. You swap everybody on, or get everybody off the bus, and they'll get the next glider, and then you're standing there like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, waiting on the glider. And
they bring you a spare glider.
At that point, people could jump on the bus and not on the wrong.
Well, no, because once you do that, it's the other thing as well is like you used to tell me about the scam in the West where if there was like a bus crashed, everyone was like, I was on that bus.
Yeah. And
then they were like, right, you need to produce your ticket, and everyone was like, no, I wasn't on the bus.
Yeah.
But
the
thing was they actually were on the bus, but they just didn't buy a ticket.
Yeah. Well, no, because I mean in the old buses you couldn't get on with it.
I know, but on the gliders.
He couldn't.
Well, they have the new thing now where they got those new like the hydrogen buses, and then they've got 2 doors, and I was like, that's a lot of trust. Now, when you go to any other country or any other city, people know how to use that. They get on at the front and they get off at the back. That's not how things work here. No, you open that second door.
Everybody jumps on.
Yeah, you've got 40 kids in school uniform.
One of us used to pay onto the bus, and then the old buses were they had a big emergency exit door in the middle.
Yes.
The old fucking city buses. So one would pay on, and then he would go up and open the back door, and we would all pay in. But you couldn't do it in an anti-bus, but you could do it in the full bus.
Did you use bus to school, or were you close enough to walk?
We were close enough to walk. We used to get buses to go and do our things.
Go to raves?
Aye.
when you were still in school.
Go meet me girls in other areas now.
Aye, fair enough.
But yeah, so the buses and then the boot happened was a big thing.
I've seen that.
Yeah, the Ulster bus.
There was a video of kids doing it in Dublin there this week.
Aye, they were holding on, but they weren't even in the boot. They were just fucking holding on to the back of it. Like, but there was an Ulster bus that used to take the school kids, and it went from the city centre. Ulster bus done the outer limits sort of thing.
Yes.
So
blue bus.
It used to go up the falls, go up a Glen Road, and it would have went to Crumlin. So you would wait at Dunville Park, and when it pulled in to get all the ones in the bus, you opened the boot, and we used to fill the boot.
So did the boot go open
It had
out
two
like
doors,
like the back of the black taxi?
two massive big fucking metal doors.
Okay.
So and it had a wee silver handle. So you'd open the boot, and it was fucking huge. So everyone, but it got to the stage where there was like 200 reloads trying to get in the boot, and then there was no room left in the boot. So my mate was called Hanger because he used to just hang it. He used to go, I'm not even trying to get in there. So he used to just hang on the door, and the door would have been swinging back and forth, and he would have just been hanging on it the whole way to fucking Crumlin. Like.
Would you never have swung out where the driver could see in the mirror?
No, it wasn't that big. They weren't the size of the, like, you had the back of the bus. This was only that size. There was another like quarter, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because
I could just imagine checking your mirrors. Fucking
people swinging up.
What an unobservant fucking bus driver. Like you can hear like the stomping of like a load of kids.
Well, the bus was sitting like that
it's
too because there was 200 in the fucking boot. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, he didn't give a shite.
Yeah.
No, listen. It was one of them things. It was back in the day. People were like, you know, just fucking. That was the way it was.
I remember, like, when I was driving, there was tons of safety cameras and all that sort of stuff.
And by the way, when I say 200, I mean there was probably fucking 30.
6.
Do you know what I mean? But because people's going to go, there was never 200. That's what they're going to say.
I love the idea of just somebody rammed right down the back going, is that my stuff? Let me.
But the mad thing about it was once you were in the boot, once it got till sort of like past the Glen Road,
You're going to Crumlin?
You're going to Crumlin because it didn't stop. So you used to get out to Crumlin, and then you used to have just a load of fucking of us landing in Crumlin and going, right, how are we getting back? You know what I mean? So it was a fucking bollocks.
So you would go to Crumlin, and if they caught you, went to Crumlin Road.
Do you know what I mean?
Was that it? Aye. So we used to, one of the drivers who'd been driving for years and years. When I was there, because there's cameras everywhere and those things, so that's why everything always ends up. There's people filming on the bus too.
Can they see that glitter thing in the photo?
No, not at the minute.
Set it down on the table.
I'll show you there. Hold on a second.
We'd like to thank TransLink for our present, which was a glitter stop sign.
It's probably filling the frame now.
That's perfectly in frame.
Did I do that right?
You can just see like the bottom of the glider thing, so
Nice.
it looks like we're sponsored by Glider.
Sponsored by glitter. So we have this, and I just think it fits with the podcast because Willie's from East Belfast and I'm from West. And the
Absolutely.
glider's the first sort of link between the two fucking sides.
Without having to swap fucking buses or trains.
Yeah, exactly.
They had it though. So the guys were like, cameras everywhere on the bus, and you know this to watch that you're not on your phone or any that sort of stuff. But the boys were saying, one of the lads says to me, he goes, like, they talk about this like it's all for safety and stuff. He goes, I miss when we didn't have cameras. If somebody was giving you shit, you just fucking put them off the bus. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody would have just, this has sparted you off the.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah, see you later.
I
Nobody fucked with the Ulster bus drivers, like, and I was like, all right.
Oh, I remember fucking some funny things happening on buses. Like, remember there was a wee fruit shop at the corner of Granch's shops, and there was an alleyway at the side of it before that alleyway was closed off, and the wee fruit shop was there, and the guy obviously had like tomatoes and fucking everything outside it, and there was a bus stop. Me and my mate were standing there, and the bus driver was wearing sunglasses and he had black slick hair. My mate was like, this fucking cunt thinks he's the Fonz. He shouted at him, yo, the Fonz, what the fuck? And the bus driver went, fuck up, you wee bastard. And my mate lifted a tomato. I swear to God, it was one of them ones you were like, he couldn't have done it. He couldn't have done it in 100 fucking years. He just went, right? And your mom went, and by the way, right, just before the doors, because there were all these foldy doors, right? Just before it well got, the tomato just went fucking, and he went, by the way, and it just went, fuck. I've seen this, but somebody in the shop just seen the bus driver and the glasses and the head and all going,
oh
and
shit,
then the red, and then So my woman was like, "Our bus driver just got shot. He just got shot." It's fucking just no, he didn't. He got tomated. But my mate couldn't have done it. He couldn't have done it if he fucking tried.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
900 times he's got to hit him once.
Do
We had I think the worst one I had was up at the, what do you call the stop?
Poglass?
Not Poglass. What's the very first stop at the off McDonald's?
McDonald's? McKinstry Road?
McKinstry Road, yeah. When I was there.
That's Twinbrook, mate.
That's okay, Twinbrook. When we were there, you'd have the thing where basically if kids would come up and if they like put their hand in the sensor, the door wouldn't shut. So you'd be trying to take off and you're like, I'm fucking late leaving, come on. This wee guy kept doing it. He was like talking to his mates, fucking chatting away, and I was like, I'm sitting in the back. They didn't have any inspectors on. I was like, fuck this, put it in neutral, put the handbrake on. I opened the door and I went down. He goes, mate, out of the fucking. I goes, get out, come on, I have to go here. And he goes, do you know who my dad is? I goes, do you? I just walked away. I could hear his wee mates go, man, fucking.
Do you know who my dad is?
Yeah, I was like,
it's such a West Belfast thing. I was
like, I'm not from Belfast. I don't give a fuck. Your dad's get out of the bus.
Somebody put up the other day saying, how long is it before somebody from West Belfast you meet tells you they're from West Belfast? It is a fucking thing, like, we're really like
just immediate tattooed in the forehead. Westy.
People just fucking use it. It's fucking.
We were on a program a couple of years ago, and it was like a fucking talent development thing with the band, and it was us and like 2 other bands, and they started. We all had to do like these like press junket things and all, like with different magazines, and see by the end of it, they started like calling us like, oh, and welcome now West Belfast, the band, because like they said every interview we done, it was just like the first thing was, we're from West Belfast.
I know. I still say it even when I'm interviewed, like it's, and they're like, oh, you're just from West Belfast.
Can I ask about that? Is that like you guys owning that? Because people would have been, the fucking West. It's like, is it a pride in the area where it would have been used as like a degradation thing? Is that what it comes from?
I think it's more to do with you were labelled.
Like and everyone stayed in their areas, so you're like, West Belfast.
Yes, yeah. And I remember, this will give you an example. This is fucking mental. But we had a brother in our Christian brother school called Brother King, and he took to hurling. And we were coming back from a match in Lurgan, and he took a wrong turn and ended up in Lisburn. And we were in a big...
With a fucking hurling team?
Wait to hear us, right?
That's a horror movie.
Wait to hear us. It was a big, massive fucking Mercedes minibus. No, one of the big fuck off ones. It was like a big fucking maroon or black. I can't remember the colour, but it looked like a military vehicle. But he fucking drove straight into the fucking barracks in Lisburn.
Oh, okay. I know you are.
And what the crack was, see, because it was a bus full of kids, the fucking soldier let it in.
Thought it was the base kids.
He did, yeah. Do you know? He just seen a fucking bus full of kids, and he waved it in. So we get into the fucking camp, but fuck me, once he drove it, and we were going to him, Berkey, what the fuck are you doing? He was like, he was from Cork. He was like, don't be fucking no, lads. Fucking stop now. I'm fucking panicking myself. And he's fucking freaking out. And we're like, fuck's sake. And next minute, the fucking surrounded the fucking bus. And I just remember hearing the soldiers going, West fucking Belfast, go! West Belfast! And I was like...
Oh, didn't you recognise the uniforms?
Well, they obviously done a fucking security check and a number plate.
Right, okay.
And it fucking come up as a minibus. But they thought a bomb was getting brought in. So
somebody's nicked your bus and drove
Brother King gets took off by gunpoint, right? And we're all fucking... They opened the back door of the fucking thing. We're all us. And we're all sitting with hurls.
Yeah. Right off. What's going on?
And the soldier went, the English guy, and he was just like, hockey or something. And we were like, fucking hurling! Get it right, you ball pig! Right? And it was just like the niceties had gone. So at the start, everybody was cheeky as fuck.
Yeah.
And then they went, right, get all them. And so the fucking guy with the white stick came. He was like, get them all off. He was going to be cheeky. And he put all us, like we're fucking 13, 14. Up against the fucking wall, no, all this here, no. And there was one guy, I'm not going to name him, fucking terrible, like, but he was a cheeky cunt, like, and he was just like, fuck off, I'm not fucking doing it, right? And Brother King was tucked away, so like, we were fucking left. But say this was like 3:30 on a Friday, we were still in the barracks at fucking 8 o'clock, no mobile phones.
Nobody knew where the fuck you were.
nobody
He
gives a
just
fuck.
went to Lurgan and didn't come back.
By the time we get back to the school, right, Brother King could barely drive the bus because he was fucking shaking, right? By the time we get back to school, we were going, where do you see? The news cameras is going to be here, and all the parents is going to be here. Everybody's thinking we're dead. We get back to school. Nobody. Like, nobody.
Of course they weren't.
Nobody was there. Nobody fucking gave a fuck.
No, when you
I remember getting in the house and my mum was like, I just thought you were playing a match last night. I was fucking near killed mummy. I was fucking so
See, before these young people, nobody knew where the fuck you were.
Nobody gave a fuck.
You just showed up.
That's
why people had loads of kids, because if you lost one,
I used to disappear. Like, my ma will tell you, no matter where it was, I fucking disappeared. Like, we get into a shop, I was away. I went out in the morning and she didn't see me until fucking I was hungry. Like.
We were the same. Back when you're hungry, or that whole thing, like, street lights are on, come on in. So the job, it was, my mum was like, you know how to tell time, you know when to fucking be home. Yeah. Alright, sorry.
I was just fucking done it. But it was great because we thought it was such a big thing, and the way out, I'll never forget this, the cheeky cunt that was in our team shouted out, we know how to get a bomb in here now.
Oh. You're lucky they didn't follow you up the road and fucking bring you back.
Oh fuck. It was mental. It was fucking mental. But there are things that kids now wouldn't even know about. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
I can't remember what podcast it was, but somebody sent it to me. You told the story about me hitting the fucking helicopter.
With a hurling ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you did do it.
I know, but somebody then goes, did you do that? And I was like, who said that?
That's why he's taking
I know, I was like, well, hey, fuck, I know.
You said to just slid the door open, looked out,
Yeah,
and next minute the fucking all landed in.
I know.
I think that's class. I remember another guy, I think it's Eamon Rooney that owns the coach company.
Hilltown.
Hilltown, isn't
He's
he?
Hilltown County down.
I think they fucking ripped his roof off with a helicopter.
Flying too low?
Too low, and the fucking something like that. He told me a story, and then there was a whole big thing where I'm fucking trying to remember what he told me about it, but he was just like, the fucking roof was fucking destroyed in the house.
Do you know what's a good laugh now? See that base you drove into in Lisburn? Do you know what's across the road now that used to be the helipad? Gaelic pitch. The Gaelic team in Lisburn,
yeah.
that's where their fucking field is, directly across from the
They
bar.
literally just overtook it because they don't use it anymore.
Because they did the same in Bestwick. They ripped up the helipad and it's just a field now. It looks like nothing was there. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I was like, I used to have like a flight control fucking tower.
Whereas in Divis Tower we had a helipad.
Exactly.
Aye.
But they did that because they ripped all that up. But yeah, no, that's funny because you're like, you drove in there with your hurling team and fucking a few years later they built the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for the hockey team.
Yeah. The GAA buying land off the Ministry of Defence.
I was over in England doing gigs for Hot Water, and one of the gigs was in New Brighton, which is like across the tunnel, and done the gig with this guy called Tom, and he says, I'm going back to Liverpool. I just jump in the car, and one of the girls that worked for Hot Water was in the car as well, and we're driving down the road, and he was going, so what part of Belfast? A real fucking proper English fucking, you know,
like country gent?
No, like Tory fucking London sort of fucking.
Why was he in Liverpool? Who let him in?
So he's a comedian, by the way, right? So we're driving along anyway, and he's going to me, what part of Belfast? And I was like, you wouldn't know it. And he was like, no. And then he started knowing everywhere, and I was like, right? And he was like,
was your dad who?
And I was like, right, you know quite a bit. He asked me, where did you live? And he went, Lisburn. And I went, in the barracks. And he went, yeah. And I was like, right. And I was like, right, okay. And he says, yeah, my dad was in the army and stuff like that. And I was like, right. Here's me, well, I'll not ask your name or anything. He says, no, I'll tell you, it's well publicised. And I was like, right. He says, you still live in an army base now? And he went, no. And I went, where do you live now? And he went, the Tower of London.
The Tower of London?
And I went, sorry, say that again.
That's what they said to
Is
you.
he a fucking evil mastermind?
I says, sorry, say that to me again. And he went, the Tower of London. And I went, he says, yeah, well, that's where my dad is. You know, that's where the family live now. And I was like, what did your dad do? And he went, he was the head of the British Army in Northern Ireland, right? And I near Christ the fucking car. And I was like, see if your dad knew
yeah,
who you were with, right? Your dad would be like, Tom, get the fuck out of the car.
Yeah, security alert.
The back was in fucking stitches because the weekend I was over doing the gigs, there's a guy that works in Hot Water who's from Fermanagh. And everybody slags him. All the Liverpool ones called him up the Ra. But the owners of Hot Water done a whole fucking staff thing and were like, you can't call him Up the Ra anymore.
What part of man is he from as well?
I don't know. But he probably isn't even one of us, but
That's what I was thinking.
do you know what I mean? But it's just, he sounds like it, so he's going to get up the Ra, do you know what I mean? So there was a staff meeting and they were like, that is not allowed to be said here. You're not allowed to say Up the Ra. Say this was the Wednesday. I arrived on the Thursday and the first gig I done, I said Up the Ra. And the fucking staff were in stitches. So the room filled with staff and I was going, what the fuck's this? And then so everybody was calling me Up the fucking Ra, right? Because I was saying it, because they were going, is Paddy going to get sacked because he said Up the Ra? No, there was a whole... And then the next minute I'm in a car with this fucking comedian whose dad was the head of the British Army, who now lives in the fucking Tower in London. And I'm going, this is fucking strange as fuck.
I thought the Tower of London, is that where they keep the crown jewels and anyone they're about to kill? I think that's what the Tower of London used to be, wasn't it?
Like if somebody
his name's Tom Horton, by the way. So Tom Horton, and I have gig with him. I've seen him in Edinburgh and stuff from it. But other people have fucking, like, other comedians have went to London and went to the Tower of London with him, partying.
Yeah,
you know, like, and they've said, like, they came out of a gig and the taxi driver's like, where are you going? And they're going, the Tower of London. And they're like, yeah, very good. No, it's closed. No, it's not for me.
No, there's a wee fucking house right in the back there where he lives.
I think the last person that said my dad lives in the Tower of London was fucking Guy Fawkes's Wheeler.
William Wallace's grandson. My granddad's heads are.
Yeah, fuck. No, that was the one you used to mount your head in the gate when they were done with you. Ugh, grizzly. And now somebody fucking lives in it.
And there's some shit in it, like there's Hitler's toilet and all in there. Did you know what?
Hitler's toilet?
Yeah.
Hitler's toilet
is in the Tower of London.
Is this like when they took over the bunker, they started nicking stuff out?
I don't know the ins and outs of it. I just know the toilets are because
the shit goes into the water.
A few other comedians have told me that they've went to the Tower of London with Tom and they've went to the shit on Hitler's toilet.
Is this like an artifact or is this just something?
I don't know how it's there. I don't know if Hitler stayed in the Tower of London and fucking shit in it.
Hitler's toilet sounds like a really disappointing addition to the Indiana Jones franchise.
Doesn't it?
Hitler's toilet sounds like a punk band.
In the Amazon, through the fucking thing.
What are we doing in Argentina? Oh, you'll see. Come on.
Hitler's toilet.
I fucking knew he got away. Yeah. But, oh Jesus, no, because there was... I'm trying to think, you were... That's bad. You're in Liverpool with a Tory. Where did you even find him?
Well, he's doing comedy, so Tom's a comedian, like. So he was in Edinburgh and stuff there too, like.
Okay.
But proper, like.
What did the Scousers think of him?
Do you know what? It was one of them. What's wrong?
No, the Hitler's toilet, right? Churchill had a toilet installed in the 1940s, and it said he put it in there because that's where he would have kept Hitler if he was captured.
Right. So it's not actually Hitler's
It's not
toilet.
actually Hitler's toilet, but
it's called Hitler's toilet.
It's called Hitler's toilet because that would have been his cell.
A good name. He's like, this is the wee room we would have shoved you into. Yeah. That's fair.
And do you know what? Tom's actually a good enough comedian, like stuff's. He's that sort of poster boy, Tory schoolboy sort of thing.
Yeah.
But his stuff's quite good. You know, he has the accent, but he plays on it quite a bit. You know.
So I think
Houghton, isn't it?
Houghton. I think if anybody. With comedy stuff, if any was like not even playing a character, if any was playing themselves, Tim Horton, go on after.
Is that what came up? Yeah. Tom Horton.
Tim Horton, former hockey player, alcoholic, died in a car crash. There you go. That's my Canada knowledge for today.
Who did he play for?
Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs.
He actually played for a ton of teams, but he opened up the coffee shop after he retired.
Oh.
And now they're at.
And then I was thinking while I was driving along, I had said to Tom, or he's there, Tom Horton.
Oh yeah, he looks like he went to school in a fucking horse. And I don't mean the way we would have went to school in a horse.
Yeah. So
oh yeah, Jack Whitehall's cousin, is he?
What?
Like looks like Jack Whitehall's cousin.
Yeah. There's the first question that comes up on Google. Does Tom Horton still live in the Tower of London?
Is he still there?
His dad was called General Horton.
Oh shit, okay.
So his dad was appointed Constable of the Tower of London in 2016. And Tom lived there with him till 2021. So
so if he was doing gigs in London, he'd be heading back for a few pints at the Tower of London. Right,
Yeah.
that's fucking daft.
Who owns the Tower of London now?
What?
The Ra. No.
Have they even fucking privatised that?
The Tower of London is owned by the Crown Estate.
Oh yeah, I thought so.
which belongs to His Majesty.
Aye.
I went to go visit the Tower of London
Did you?
last year, and
London's actually fucking fantastic, like.
I love the history of London. You know, especially that the city of London.
Yeah, which is inside.
Which is
yeah.
a city.
Inside
in-
London.
Which isn't a borough. It's a fucking an
It's
actual.
an actual city.
Which it has a different thing to it.
But the Tower of London, like, not advertised anywhere that it fucking costs to get into it. And then you go up to the gate. We walked the whole way there, and then it fucking was like 35 quid.
Sean, if you were getting in free, that was a bad thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Drag me two lads in the gate. No!
Do you know here? See, in one of the dungeons outside it, there's a fucking KFC.
Excuse me?
Swear to fuck, right?
Finger looking good.
there's like an
No
old,
fingers left after torture.
there's like, see across like the bridge from it, there's like a wee fucking old underground like dungeon, right? And you can get into it from the street. And if you go down into it now, there's just a fucking KFC built into it.
It's like when you go to like Glasgow or Manchester and they've like the little places that used to be storage sheds for the railways underneath the bridges. They've just put stuff in them. There's like bars and clubs and shit in them. Tower London's got a fucking KFC.
KFC in it. Yeah.
Who are we to talk? We're fucking doing a podcast in the security hut. Do you know what I mean?
But
It's
Paddy,
like everybody who works here is going to go, no, the security hut, like, that's a fucking podcast. It's
very odd
I
brand.
told the story about the wee woman, didn't I? About the bank thing. No?
No, don't think so.
So, at the top of Bingham Drive in Alney.
Oh no, you did.
Did I tell it?
You did tell it.
So there was a wee tiny building getting put up for an ATM. It was literally just like,
one that can fill at the back. And
I mean, literally that size, but
Yeah.
it was standalone.
Gotcha.
And I was doing the roof on it, and the wee woman came past, and she was like, "What's that gonna be, son?" And I went, "A snooker hall." It just came so quick.
A TARDIS. You ever seen Doctor Who?
TARDIS,
Fucking
aye.
walks in here, spins out, and he disappears.
Oh,
I actually saw one for the first time when I was in Glasgow.
TARDIS,
A police box. I'd never seen one before.
still some about. I have a photo of me pointing at an IRA sticker on one.
They don't use them though, do
What's that? The IRA stickers?
they? We have put our stickers beyond use.
I was never on a sticker.
I was strictly proving.
I love the idea of
You know-
a bunker back home when they're just pouring cement in. It's just full of stickers.
You know-
It's just a printer.
You
There will be no more stickers.
You know what side you are when you're fucking how your lily stuck onto your jumper at Easter? Does it stick on? Does it pin on?
That's right.
That's
yeah.
nuts. Like,
The stickies.
it's nuts.
Have you explained that? Have you ever explained that to Willie?
Nah, do you know what's the point?
Well, he might learn something.
Listen, he's just ignorant to everything that's just not from his community. He does not want to know about anything else.
I actually really am fascinated by stuff from Willie's community. I think it's great.
I know, and that's the thing. We do want to find out and try and understand, but like you try and explain stuff to Willie, he's like, nah.
There's something actually that we can say. If we say it live on camera, we might have to do it. Should we go to the Orange Museum sometime?
I think that'd be great.
I think it'd be good to go. I'd like to
Are
go.
we allowed in?
You're not allowed to join, but you're allowed in.
Nobody allowed in the museum if you're Catholic. That's what I'm asking you.
That can't be a
They
thing.
have a metal detector, only it's a Catholic detector.
Detect rosary beads.
At the taxi, it just like it's a smell thing. It just
I done a thing with my old work. We used to like do events with like the US consulate building here.
Okay.
So sometimes if they had like placement students or something that came over from America, we'd be placed around some of the different charities that spend a year here. But at the start of the year, they would like do like wee retreats and stuff, and our work would go out with them. So one time we were going to watch the Belfast Giants.
Okay.
But beforehand, we were doing like a wee tour of Belfast, and they were getting to see the place. And all these American students, they were on the bus, and they drove past like and saw like the sign, for the Orange Museum. And they're like, "What's the Orange Museum? Why don't they have like a whole museum to oranges?"
And you're like, we'll come back to this. No, I like to do it because there's the brilliant podcast, the GA Social, the BBC, where they had Jarlath Burns on, who's going to be the new president of the GA. He's from Silverbridge in Armagh.
Yep.
And he said he was like fascinated. He has people in from the Orange Order in my old school doing talks and stuff.
See, years ago when we were fascinated and interested in Orange Men, it was called Intelligence Gallery.
Yeah. There was a line of cops in between you, all fuck off, yous.
Whereas now you're allowed to. No, you know, it's all about understanding. This is the thing. It's about understanding. You know, going and one of the best shows ever, like genuinely, was Neil Dugan. You remember Neil?
I remember Neil. Did he do a show
He
about
done
it?
a show about the problem of being a Protestant or something like that was the name of it, and it was fucking excellent. Like he went into the whole thing about, and it was interesting to me. I really liked it because it was a funny story about somebody growing up in the Protestant faith, the Orange Order, all that there. And he tells this great. Honestly, it was his best show, and it didn't get what it deserved. It was sort of like his hurrah, like if this doesn't work, I'm away because I'm not right anything better than this. And it was fucking great. But he done bits about like there being a tribe of Indians and Native Americans who were orange men and stuff. Like it was, and he went into the research of it and all, and it was great. Like his show was great. It was just so funny.
When I was working in...
But he was telling the story, sorry for stopping, but the start of it, because you're not going to see the show, he's not doing it anymore.
Yeah, fair enough.
But he does this bit about when they were growing up, the big thing was D'Artagnan and the Musketeers.
Yeah.
So he says that him and his mates were running about fucking their estate, fucking with swords, fucking thought they were the Musketeers, whereas everybody else was doing cowboys and Indians and all. And he says it came out in the cinema and him and his mates and all fucking wearing their mask tights and all. Right? Fucking went down to watch the Musketeers, and he says they're sitting there and they're all excited, and the scene comes up and it was like the start of the film. It was like the Musketeers who fucking took on the Protestants of Rochelle or something like that, right? He says it was missing, like he says, I took a fucking hat off, fucked it up. We're on the wrong side, lads.
I was going to think they should have kept them because the bad guy in the Three Musketeers is Cardinal Richelieu, so they were taking on the church. It couldn't work.
Fuck, funny.
That's actually fantastic. But no, because there's, I mean, orange men are all over the world, which I think is fascinating. They're like the GA. If there's one of us, there's one of them. Everywhere. But I was working in Canada in this little small town in Ontario, and this guy.
There's loads of orange men over.
But this guy was like, you know, he was like, "Where are you from, bud?
Can you turn the kettle on? I need a cup of tea."
Yeah, type in Grand Orange Lodge, Canada. But they have this guy was like,
there's loads of orange men.
I was working. This guy heard my voice, and he was like, "Where you from, bud?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm over from Ireland." He's like, "Oh no, I heard the accent. What part are you from?" I was like, "Oh fuck, here we go." I says, I'm from the north, and he was like, "Oh no, I know, but you know what part?" And I was like, "County Armagh." He goes, "No, I know." I was like, "Fuck off, you!"
He's like, "Fuck you Fenian."
Yeah, no, but I was like, I know.
And when you get to the end of it, and he goes, "Oh, you're a Fenian. Get the fuck out of my shop."
No, he knew rightly.
And have a nice day.
Yeah,
We're the nicest orange men on the planet.
I know, but yeah, he's
do you
like,
mind if we march down your road? We fucking hate Fenians, but we love you.
Yeah.
Did you get your K gas out of my cafe?
They do the march and then apologise after. But no, because he said to me, he was like, "Where?" And I was like, "Wee village called Bestbrick." And he went, "Oh, I know it." And I was like, "How do you know it?" He was like, "My dad's from Tandragee."
Yeah.
And I went, I was like, "Oh, so he's an orange man."
Is there
but I jokingly said, "Oh, so he's an orange man." And he went, "Yep."
But is there a more orange place than Tandragee?
Tandragee, Loughgall, the birthplace of the Orange Order.
But Tandragee, it just sounds that colour. It just
Tangerine.
Doesn't it? Like it sounds like if you want to be an orange man, that's where you want to be
slag
from.
Willie for not being able to say
And I couldn't
Irish
say
names.
Tandragee.
Tandragee. See, you have to do the roll in the Armagh accent.
Tandragee.
It's near Portadown.
Tandragee. I fucking how can I not say it?
Literally, it's the exact opposite of like fucking William not being able to say Kevin.
Tandragee.
You can't say Kevin.
Tandragee.
Gee.
Tandragee.
Like they say it down in
Tandragee.
Like they say it in the south.
Tandragee. I can't say it. I fucking Jan.
Hey, you're fucking about. Stop it.
I'm not.
Tan as in black and tan.
Yeah, remember. Very on brand. A bunch of Scottish bastards we never will forget.
Dra. D-R-A.
Dra.
Tandra.
Tandra.
Gee.
Gee. Tandragee.
There you go.
Tandragee.
You sound like you're fucking relearning to speak.
He keeps saying
Tandragee. Tandragee.
Tandragee.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Put
it all again.
Forrest Gump. Fuck's sake.
It's Lurg.
I'm gonna go home now. Tandragee.
I hope you're not sitting helping the kids with their fucking homework at night. I do the math, she does the fucking reading.
This is just what fucking elocution lessons look like in Lurgan.
My fair lady from fucking Northern Ireland, what?
Tandragee.
Yeah.
It's near Guildford and Scarva.
Guildford and Scarva.
Yeah.
I can say them, no problem.
Exactly.
Tandragee. I'm saying it.
Paddy can't say a town if he's never had to take a taxi further.
I have never went.
Nobody's getting in the black hack and going, any chance to get me
I've
to
went to
Tandragee.
Warringstown. I've went to the worst one ever was I got a fare to Carrickmore.
In Tyrone?
6 girls, they were stranded, their minibus never came down, and because I used to go to Carrickmore and one of them recognised me from the Gaeltop, and I was like, oh, I'll take you, and the fucking gearbox broke in my fucking taxi.
Where?
I got them I was only taking them the first and second gear went, and they were like, please, and I was like, no, I'm at Dungannon now, I could stop in this garage, and they were like, please, it'll still work. And I drove them to Carrickmore and I was getting back. I got back on the motorway and it broke down just after the third stop away from Dungannon. And my dad had to come and tow me off the motorway.
What time of night was this at?
Like 2, 3 in the morning. Grim.
I have enough issues with going to Tyrone. Although I'm in Omer now and it's
Do you not like Tyrone?
I actually don't mind Tyrone. The people are insane, but from a footballing standpoint, my arch nemesis will always be County Down. So,
there's a family member of ours who played county for Tyrone.
And
right? Would you hear it?
you told me that. That's fantastic. You told me this way that
this has been told. I mean, I don't personally know that end of our family, but he told me that. So this would be my great granda. Played for Tyrone and he was down working in Armagh, so because he was in Armagh back in the day, obviously travelling and all, so he was just staying down there. He was training with a team in Armagh and they picked him for the Armagh squad against Tyrone, and I was just like back in the day, so it was like, and in the programme he was marking himself.
Oh, so both named him and they were like, we'll see what he fancies.
Both named him, yeah. So he was in both teams. He was in the Armagh team and Tyrone team.
So he could play anywhere, basically, is what you're telling me.
Do you know what I mean?
The Alfredo Di Stefano of fucking Gaelic.
Yeah, man could play nets or corner forward.
Now,
Whatever you need.
this was told to me by a family member who it was his granda. It would have been my great granda, and he told me this story when we met. So.
I would absolutely well believe that because I read an article, the whole thing about for anybody who doesn't know, Mayo are cursed and can't win in All Ireland. But there was a story about.
Do you know what? I'm gonna lift the curse right now.
Are you?
I'm gonna lift the curse right now.
Are you gonna go kill the last guy?
No, that's it. The curse is lifted, and
Okay.
I want them to win it. I want them to win it before he dies.
The whole fucking country wants him to win it, but
Yeah.
They had a thing where there was people from Mayo, because obviously when you say people move for work, people who have won All Ireland medals from Mayo but not playing for Mayo, they're all guardsmen in the army.
Yeah.
So they get stationed in different places, get picked for the county team,
Yeah.
winning All Ireland.
Yeah.
There was boys in the 50s won Louth after Mayo had won them, but they'd been moved over because they were all guards, and if you join the guards, they don't let you basically be a guard in your own town.
Yeah.
They get shipped away somewhere. So that's why when you go to Dublin, they're all culties.
Right. Okay.
That's what it is.
You notice hot water, Sean, don't you? Yeah. Oh, that's right.
What? He's trying to get a cup of tea. That's all right.
Yeah.
But no, so they had that. But no, I think I could be fucking fascinating. Actually, no, it'll be out. When's this going out?
Tonight.
Tonight. I was going to say, when this is out, East Belfast are playing in a county final.
Yeah.
The hurlers are playing in Park Edler tonight. I can't go because I'm fucking gigging, but it's going to be good.
Where are you gigging tonight?
I'm in the West, actually. So I'm going to give off them with the glider.
Happy Gardens. One of these cons broke my window.
Exactly.
Here, we had a good gig on Friday, didn't we?
Yeah, Dawn. Good gig. Great turnout. Sean started the thing.
Where were you? What was the gig?
Dawn. It's the old King's Head, for anybody who doesn't know.
Oh, I'm doing it next month. Was it good?
The Doyen.
The Doyen.
Is it Doyen or Doyen or Doyen?
The Doyen.
Doyen.
What is a Doyen?
I don't know.
What
Exactly.
it's a hat, is it?
Is it? A Doyen?
Is it Doyen a hat? Am I wrong in thinking that?
You might be right.
What made me think that?
Have a juggle.
What made me think that the Doyen's a hat?
I'm doing that in October, so come along to that. Who am I on?
You're on with Paddy Raff and Tommy McCarthy.
That's a
Oh, that'd
great,
be good
great lineup, boy.
Absolutely. Chatting to Tommy there recently.
So a doyen is the most respected or prominent person in a particular field.
He became the doyen of British physicists.
Oh, I thought you meant what sort of field are we talking here? Crops or grass or different sort?
So just you're an expert. You're
The senior member of a body or a group.
A doyen. So it's like a rank. Oh fuck, I don't know. She did it on Friday. Was there?
And it's only a male term.
Any mad bastards at it, or was it a nice crowd?
There was one guy just giving a bit of shit up the front. He was from West. He thought he was funny. He wasn't. But no, it was a lovely fucking gig. Everybody.
Where was he from?
What?
Where was he from?
West Belfast.
How'd he get in?
West Belfast. The emergency exit door.
Just him sneaking out through the
One
hospital.
of them paid in. Somebody opened the exit door and let the rest of them in.
Yeah. Says we've sold 4 tickets here, but there's 5,000 people at this gig.
Yeah. Well, that's happened before. That has happened before.
Yeah. Oh, I've done them with you. Here's your fee, lads. And like, hang on a second.
Were you with me in Newcastle the time the Owl lad get brought in because nobody turned up? We were, hadn't they?
No.
So we were brought down to Castlewellan to do a gig, and we get down. It was like the weather today, fucking windy, rainy, fucking shitty, and I was like, "Is nobody in yet? Gigs in 40 minutes." Like, and we're like, "No."
I was at that with you because we were invited down by a Newcastle comic. That's what it was. Yeah, I was there,
And they brought like the chairman of the GA club in, and he was like, "Right, lad," and he clapped his hands like that, and was like, "This is the crack here," and I was like.
This is absolutely not the crack.
This is absolutely not the crack. We are.
Yeah,
And he was like, "You're a cheeky fella, aren't you?" And I went, "No, I'm a fucking man with a mortgage and a fucking taxi that doesn't run on fucking here's what it is, lads."
Yeah.
And he thought I was the cheekiest cunt, but what a cheeky cunt he was to walk in.
Well, the point out that we said was like, if this place was full, you would have been thousands, but it's up to you to fill it. We're just booked to do an act. That's it.
Yeah.
So
which is what it was.
Yeah, but that's what you explained. We were just like, where there's 100 people here or fucking 5, you let us in, or you sort us out. Like, so yeah, that's the whole thing.
Do you want a cup of tea?
You have any milk?
No.
Well then, no, I'm alright. I'll get one later.
No. Fuck's sake, take a black tea.
I'll be alright.
Do you want a biscuit?
Black taxis, black tea.
That's a real English cup of tea. I like just a cup of tea.
Do you want a biscuit?
Do I like a biscuit?
Give him a biscuit.
Yeah, I have a cup of tea.
Do you call that as well? My ma calls that if you just have a cup of tea, it's an English cup of tea. You have to have something with it.
That's an Irish cup of tea.
Exactly. The other thing as well is, do you know the 2 countries in the world that drink the most tea per capita?
The Irish
And?
India.
Nope. They grow it, but they don't drink much.
Afghanistan?
No, they're more the heroin, but I don't know if they drink that. I'm not sure.
Turkey?
No, New Zealand is the second one. Because
More
New Zealand is like the fucking very end of the empire, and they are more English than the English. Some of them are. The Irish aren't, obviously, but yeah.
I think another guess would have been Hong Kong.
Former colony? Maybe.
Because Hong Kong's very British.
It's not a country.
It is a country.
Still?
It's a country.
It was an independent country, and then the Brits, their thing was that we're going to keep it as a working port and then give it back. They gave it back in 1987, wasn't it?
1989.
1989. They gave it back because they had a deal. They basically beat the Chinese in a war and went, "We're keeping that, but we'll hand it back this when we're done." And just used it. But that's what you said. It's kind of that post-colonial thing where there's still all the English stuff.
Hong Kong, it looks like fucking the centre of London. They've got like the red buses. They've got like all the buildings, the architecture and all is the same.
I mean, Hong Kong, the city's like built up into the mountains. It's fucking a lot of people in a small space.
No.
I've been in Hong Kong airport. That's as close as I got to it.
You were in it?
I was in Hong Kong airport. It was just a connecting flight. That was the time I told you that.
Like an airport in London?
I mean, airports look like Fargo airports, don't they? No. That was the time I told you that I went. That doesn't look like an airport. It still looks like an RAF base. But that was the one time I told you that I went to. So a burger and a beer was like 20 or 30 Hong Kong dollars, or to go to the lounge was like 50. But the lounge was like much as you can eat, much as you can drink, and there's a shower and all. So I just got pissed, had a snooze, and then had a shower, and was fresh to go back to my plane. I booked in for like 4 hours and just stayed for 8 because nobody came around checking. It was great. So I saved money by getting drunk. Try it. I think that's how that works. That's economics, isn't it? But no, it was good crack. Are you going out that part of the world yet? No.
Australia.
That'll be a connecting flight in the way, Italy. This is the other thing as well, is when I was in Australia years and I was coming back, everyone was fucking making fun of me. And I used to all going to Australia. They're all like, "You fucking can't be going to Australia again." And I was just like, "Yeah, you just need to go out. The gigs are brilliant." And everyone's like,
I never once made a cunt out of you or made funny.
Did you not?
Not once.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have been like, oh, go for it. I thought it was class. I said to you, you were going to Malaysia and all. I was like, fair fucking play.
Oh, well, that was brilliant. That Asian tour was fucking so much crack. I'd fully recommend everyone. But no, everyone's going out and doing, getting booked in now. Being like, oh, it's class out there. I'm like, do you think I was lying or something? So no, the crack is good. The gigs are fucking great as well.
I'm looking forward to it.
And if you're like Mickey, you can bring a woman back with everything.
No, I'll be frowned upon.
Yeah, don't do that.
Mickey's not married with Southern.
That's true as well. Where's she gonna stay with no fucking spare rooms?
Be like a kangaroo, keep her in a pouch.
No, fuck that. When you're going, I want to come with you because I do miss the crack.
A kangaroo.
Fur egg?
You can box like fuck.
There is still a place you can do that.
You can box them?
You have to go out in the desert, but you'll be able to do it, yeah.
Out in the desert? Is there a desert in...
It's all fucking desert.
It's all desert?
Queensland is rainforest. You've got grassland down around Victoria, New South Wales.
4 different climates, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, every fucking like state has its own
There's
thing.
no snow.
There is. You can ski in the Blue Mountains in New South Wales.
Really?
And Tasmania gets snow as well. People forget Tasmania is part of Australia. Tasmania, this is going to sound weird. Tasmania has a lot of people that moved from Belfast and their accents fucked. There are people, they have a...
They sound like...
So, yeah, the joke in Australia is that all the Tasmanians are all inbred because they're on a wee island themselves, which reminds me a bit of Ireland, right? But there's also... So Hobart is the big city in Tasmania, and apparently there was a massive influx years ago of people specifically from Belfast, and somebody said to me, they were talking to someone in the shop, and they were going, are you from home? And they were like, no. Weird. So the accent travels strangely,
It's like
and then mutates.
the Cork people of Montserrat.
The black Irish of
You ever see
Montserrat
that?
that spoke Irish.
That's-
Yeah, all these people working on plantations
And
that
then
were
there's
like
somewhere in Canada too where the sound.
Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Because when I lived in Toronto, people thought I was from Newfoundland because I speak very fast and it's an Irish accent, and that's what they have.
They have that up there, don't they? Like they're boat Christ and they just all stayed.
No, it's just the first bit you hit when you get to fucking Canada.
Right,
It
okay.
and what's the other one? Prince Edward Island, or loads of
All
Irish people. Yep. So Irish, there's a fucking mass grave on the thing. But, you know, that's where the boats landed. And they're all fishermen. So people from one coast just moved over.
Yeah.
But yeah, people in Newfoundland call each other boy the way we would. Right, boy? That's what they talk.
Fuck, do you know, I work with a fella, and if you called him lad or boy,
Hated it.
he bit the bollocks out of you. The many fights on states. Somebody fucking, right lad. And next minute, they were like,
Did he think of it like a disrespect thing?
yeah. I was like, Frankie, that's the way they talk. Fucking knock on the head. And the mad thing was, he was called Frankie. So,
And he's a Frankie.
and you called it Frankie. So it was like, I was like, if they had called him at the derogatory term, he would have liked it.
Yeah.
Whereas when he
It would have
called
been his
him
name.
lad, yeah. All right, Frankie. And he would have went, all right. Where they went lad, and then he's fucking hitting people.
I must find out where that came from.
The Frankies.
The Frankie.
Somebody told me before, but I can't remember the story, and I don't know if it was true.
The etymology of the word. I'd love to know.
There was a fella from Hilltown actually told me.
Yes. So Culchie's called people from Belfast
Why
Frankies.
they call you Frankies? So fucking who you?
I wonder what that is. I meant to say, see when you do that bit in your show where you do in your accent, that's not based on me, is it? Because that is not my accent.
No,
Thank
you don't
God.
sound like that.
Good. I'm worried that I do because I can't
No.
hear my own accent.
The fella that I do is Cormac, and he's from Newry, and he spoke like that too. And you don't speak like that too. You know what I mean?
See, Cormac sounds like he's from outside Newry as well, but it's the closest town kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's probably from the fucking mountains or something, and he...
No, he just says Newry.
Yeah,
But
because
he
no one knows where he's from.
Exactly.
He's from a townland.
Newry, like he's fucking seriously like fucking like that though. Fucking do.
He's probably from Ballyholden.
Well,
maybe,
there was a
something
lot
like
of
that.
people from fucking Newry, and they spoke a wee bit like a fucking moped, like fucking big ding ding.
The Newry accent is like proper Newry bay, right?
No.
That's
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it has like a city fucking.
Yeah,
thing to it.
it's like they've drawn a wee ring round it. If you live inside that, you sound like this.
Yeah. It has that smack.
I live 2 miles away, and I'm like, I don't talk like that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But that's mental. That it's like that because you're from the facility, but
Yeah.
don't sound like it.
There's like a wee railway bridge you walk under, and your accent magically changes.
But even Willie from East Belfast, and Willie says he does an allocution, but I've met other people from East Belfast from working estates and working class estates, and they don't sound like us.
I often think people from like Ardoyne have a different accent. Like, or like, no, like that North Belfast, Ardoyne.
They have their own language, for fuck's sake.
Well, even stuff like when you say I think, is everyone is a
That's
th
he
replaced?
talks like that.
It's just me because I went to the Irish school.
he
I
talks
can't
like
say my teeth.
he
Okay.
free.
Free?
It's 3.
Oh, tree. Yeah. Well, that's
Lever sofa.
lever.
Or ladder.
A ladder sofa.
What do you call it?
Lever.
Lever.
Yeah.
All right. So you actually went the other way, where it's like you've pre-programmed. You're like, this is not. I'm not supposed to be fucking speaking this, so it sounds weird. Oh, okay. Because when you said free or think, I was like,
It caught up to me, and people only caught on to it in secondary school when we were talking about Adele, and I was like, I like that song "Set Fire to Lorraine," and they were like, "Who's Lorraine?"
Jesus, you didn't go to the Irish school then, no?
No.
Did the Irish school exist when you were going to school?
Yeah.
It did?
Yeah.
Is it college to first year?
No.
I went to Bunskull.
All my kids go to Bunskull Football first.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Which was the first original one.
So when he's called Bunskull,
71, 69, 71, I think maybe.
Bunskull?
I don't know.
Something's telling me 71. And it was like, there was like 6 kids in it. And there was a couple of houses. And we called them the Irish speaking houses. And it was a farmer's land
Yeah.
that it was built on. And it was just a hut. And then now my kids go to it. Loads of kids go to it. Like, it's massive.
Like, the Bunskull there used to be, I mean, when it started out, it was like one fucking classroom. It's just one wee thing built into the side of a hill. And they're like, that's the Bunskull. And you're like, many people's in there? About 50.
Yeah.
But then we down at home we had like Gaeilgeoir families. Like my Irish teachers came from, like, they lived on a farm in the country, but they're like, we only speak Irish in the house.
Yeah.
And they both became teachers, and one of them was a politician as well. That was the guy I was telling you, a guy called Dominic Bradley, used to be an SDLP councillor.
Yeah.
And Sinn Féin put out a statement one time in Irish, and he corrected it and sent it back.
Is that right?
Yeah. He's like, there's a fada there, that's the wrong fucking verb. Here you go.
Give it back then. And this says, do you want a job?
So that was
how
the
do you
Gael.
feel about getting rid of the bits?
Yeah, that was the Gaeilgeoir talking to the Gaeilgeoir. Yeah.
The jail tap.
The jail tag.
What are we on there?
About an hour and 10.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Keeping us here, I'm sorry, boys.
Yeah. Listen, thank you everybody. Just to plug a few things, I've got the Millennium Forum coming up in Darren on the 4th of November. It's sold out, but you know what? I have about 50 production tickets I'm going to sell this week. So keep an eye out for that if you want that. But I've also got the same show on the 29th of December, and tickets are on sale for that. They're flying out. I'm in London on the 8th of December at the Hammersmith Irish Community Centre. And that's going to be a great gig. What have I got else?
Those Irish centres are class.
Yeah,
They're really good
it's
fun.
fucking, that centre's amazing. Also, in January, I'm in, what do you call it, Edinburgh on the 19th, doing my show, Stories. I am also doing, where else am I doing? I've said it somewhere else. Can't remember. Where was the gig? Where am I trying to sell tickets to?
We need to bring up your
Dublin,
fucking
the
list.
12th of November. Fuck, I keep forgetting.
Oh, the reschedule. Yeah.
The rescheduled show. So there's literally 10 tickets left for that. Galway is sold out next week. So sorry, you never got tickets. And I'm in Cork in the Heart Bar on the 28th of this month. And the tickets are still on sale as far as I know. I haven't had smoke signals to tell me it's sold out. It feels like that is how
You're waiting on the wire tap, are you?
pigeon fucking wrapping the window.
Yeah.
Going, tickets going well. I haven't heard no more, but the Heart Bar in Cork, first time playing in Cork. Didn't work out too good for Michael Collins down there. Hopefully it's a wee bit better for me.
He's from there now. Different. As long as you stay away from building the blow, you'll be alright.
Yeah, but thank you very much, everybody, and thanks, Darren, for coming on this week.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
I feel electric when you go.